Now that you have all drawn the isometric drawings, we are going to start drawing the multi-views that go with them. So pull up your drawing, open it up to the first drawing, and we're going to pull it over to the side because our multi-view is going to go off to the left of it. So the first thing we're going to do is think about what the front view looks like. And the front view is going to look like a tall rectangle, another tall rectangle, and then a short, wide rectangle. So let's draw the first rectangle. So we're going to do that with the line tool. And the dimension for that is 0.25 wide. And if you'll notice, this is like hiding where I want to draw a little bit, so I'm going to just come over to the side some. So I'm going to click and go to the side. And I'm going to make sure that it stays green because I want it to go on that X plane, and type in 0.25. And then come straight up and type in 0.75. Come over 0.25 again. And now we can just go back to the beginning and snap. So if your snap isn't on, remember that happens down here. So if it's looking gray, your snap is on. So I'm going to zoom in, make sure it looks good. Okay, so now I need another one on the other side. And I know that those are going to be, there's 1.5 between them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a rectangle on top of this with the rectangle tool. So click rectangle tool. I'm going to snap at one corner and then the far corner. Remember with AutoCAD, if you've drawn two lines, they are there. So we're going to move this new rectangle we just drew to the left. And we're going to move it 1.5 plus 0.25 because we need to move it the width of the original rectangle too. So go to Modify, hit Move. We're going to just click once. Like if you were to do the, like if you were going to do this, where you click and then drag, you would get both of the rectangles, the old one and the one that we just drew. And we only want to get the one on top. So therefore, we're just going to click on it once, say Confirm Selection. Just click anywhere, it doesn't matter. Bring it over, make sure it stays up, and we're going to type in 1.75. And now we have the two sides done, so all we have to do is the middle. And that's easy. We're going to go to Draw, hit a line, go there and there. And what we want is a copy of this line because we want it to be the same width and we just want it to go 0.25 up. So go to Modify, hit Copy, click on Copy, Confirm Selection. Remember, it doesn't matter where you click at this point, and we're going to take it straight up. It doesn't matter how high up you go. It does matter if you keep that green line or not. We want to keep it straight up ahead and then type in 0.25. And escape. So now we have the first view. So let's draw this top view next. And we want to do this with different colors because we're going to do projection lines. So what we're going to do is we're going to do our projection lines and then change the color. So let's go to Draw, hit Line, and then draw these lines just up as far as you want. Hit Escape, and then hit Line again, come up, hit Escape, Line again, and we're just going to take them all the way up. Make sure you snap on the end, not the middle. See, the middle is your triangle. Make sure you're on the end and it's a square. Whoops, I hit Escape before I was done. So click and then hit Escape. All right, so now let's change these to yellow lines because when we see these in the model view, in the layout view, they will not be as obvious. So let's just select these 4 lines we've drawn and then come over here and hit Properties. We're going to change the lines to a different color. So right here is saying by layer because you can draw with different layers in this program like you can others like Adobe, but we haven't got that set up yet. We're just doing the one layer, and we're going to change that to yellow. Okay, so let me show you why this matters, that the yellow won't show up as well when we get to the layout view. So when we go to the layout view, I'm going to zoom in. Okay, so we'll get to this in a minute. See how the lines here are yellow and you don't see them very much. So they won't distract from the drawing when you get to putting your drawing in the layout. But for now, we're just going to stay with model space. Okay, so now that we've done that, let's talk about the next view. So the next view, we're seeing once more these long skinny rectangles, but now we're going to have like a much deeper rectangle here. So we need to look at the depth dimension to know how far it would be from here to here. I'm going to start by drawing a line in the back that is going to be my view. And notice how now it's white because the default is white. By the way, the white looks white here, but when we put it in the layout view with the white background, then this line turns black. It just reverses. Okay, so now we're going to we'll copy this line. I guess that would be the best way. So we're going to copy that line, and we see that it the total depth is 1.25. So I am going to go to Modify, Copy, Select, just that one line, Confirm Selection, click Anywhere, and bring it down 1.25. But make sure you're keeping it green. Okay, and I don't have ortho on. If I did, it would be easier. So I'm turning on ortho. So that will keep it from going. It's got to be either on the y-axis or the z-axis. All right, so I'm bringing it down. I'm going to type in 1.25. Enter. All right, so what that has done is given me this line, but see, this line goes back a little bit. So I'm going to do some trimming. I'm going to do the scissors, and I'm going to trim right here. Okay, and I did that because this line stops. It goes back, and then the line comes again. So now what I'm going to do is draw a line right here because I know it's going to be that wide. But now I'm going to modify it by just moving it back. Confirm selection, click, take it back 0.25. Now to finish this drawing, I just need to draw over the projection line. So I'm going to do draw line. I'm going to draw here and here. So everything that is a part of this drawing is going to be white, not yellow. Okay, so now I am done with that view. Now let's do the next view. So once more, we are going to do some projection lines, starting from here and going over. And I'm going to do projection lines coming this way. I'm going to go over, and I hope that's far enough. and then I'm going to come down. And remember that 45-degree angle. So now we have to do something to create the 45-degree angle. We're going to come over here to the polar, click on it, and now we're going to do 45 instead of 30. So now I'm going to draw a line right here. So I've got to take off the ortho in order for that to happen. And see, I'm going to keep moving it around until I see that 45 degrees. Okay, so what's happening is I forgot to turn the polar on. So make sure polar's on. And then when I click it, pull it over this way, it's going to, when it's green, it's going to be at that 45-degree angle. So I'm going to click it. Okay, so now let me zoom in some. So now I can do some more of my projection lines. I'm going to take this one, come over to here. I'm going to go a little bit past it, but then I'm going to hit this intersection. See how it snaps at the intersection? And I'm going to bring it down. Make sure it's green. I'm going to take this one, pass it by a little bit, come back and hit the intersection and come straight down. Okay, so I have projected all three lines here, and I have projected, let's get this out of the way so I can see it, and I have projected all three lines here. So now we can draw this, but first let's change all of these to yellow lines so we won't get confused later. So these, I think I can just get them all at one time, except for this one at the top. I'm going to hit Shift and choose that one too. I have all of my projection lines. I'm going to go over to Properties, and I'm going to change the color to yellow. Okay, Escape. And now I can draw the last few easily. So I'm just going to do lines, and I can see that basically it's going to be this big rectangle. That's the whole, the big thing that goes all the way to each far corner. And that's going to be what I see, just this. But what I don't see is a hidden line. I've got two hidden lines. I've got to show where this is here, and then another one coming down. So in order to do that, we have to do a hidden line. Let's zoom in a little bit because it's really hard to tell between the white and the yellow. But what we see is we've got the white going around on all four sides. Now we're going to do a hidden line from here to here and here to here. So first we're just going to draw in a normal line from here to here and to here. And now Escape. Now we're going to change the properties on those two lines. So I'm going to select the first one, hold Shift and select the second one. And I'm going to go over to the left, click Properties. Then I am going to click the line type. Continuous is the default. We're going to change it to dashed. Now you can see that it changed to dash, but the dashes are really big and a little bit too big. So we're going to change that line type scale by coming here where it says line type scale. Right now it's at 1, so I'm going to type in 0.5, enter. And now you'll see how that became a scale that works better for us. So now just to see what it looks like, since it's so hard to tell with all of these projection lines, I'm going to go to a different view. I'm going to go to Layout 1, and I'm going to scroll out till I get the whole sheet in view. Then I'm going to double click. Now I can zoom in and bring this so I can see my nice multi-view drawing.